Excel 2016, Module 7, pages 397 through 400. On page 397, using the paste names command. To create a list of the defined names in the documentation worksheet, go to your documentation worksheet. In cell B10, here's B, and here's 10. Enter defined names and then format the label with bold. Okay, they didn't ask me to center that, but we'll live with it. Select cell B11. This is the upper left cell of the range where you want to paste the list of defined names. On your Formulas tab in the Defined Names group, Formulas tab, Defined Names group, click the Use in Formula button. Use in Formula right there. Do you see it? And then click Paste Names, which is all the way at the very bottom. See right there? Paste Names at the bottom. The Paste Names dialog box opens. You can paste any selected name, or you can paste the entire list of names. Click the Paste List button. See it right there? Paste List. The defined names and their associated cell references are pasted into the range B11 to C24. Deselect. See Figure 7-7. Only some names in the pasted list of defined names include underscores in place of spaces. The names with underscores were created using the Create from Selection button. You entered the names without underscores in the name box. Okay, so when we created the names, we didn't put any spaces in. We just typed it all through, like with Receipt Disk. But remember when we did it the other way, right, and we did our defined names, those names had spaces in them already, so you can see that the computer replaced the spaces with underscores. That's what they're trying to tell you. Okay? Let's flip the page. Read about using defined names in formulas. Okay, this one's really important and you have to know how to do this. It works a little bit differently, so make sure you read that. To enter formulas to display the guardian's name and address on the receipt, go to the receipt worksheet. In cell B27, always, always, always check and make sure when you don't have grid lines to help you. Enter equals B9. Okay, and press your Enter key. In cell B28, enter equals B10 and press your Enter key. In cell B29, enter equals B11 and enter. Select cell B29 and make sure the formula says well, it doesn't say equals B11 because we named it with a defined name, so you're all right. Let it go. I don't know why the book put that in there. I didn't physically type in. You know I never physically type in cell addresses because that's how you make errors. I always click, and that's what I did. So it picked up the defined name, which is what you want, by the way, so don't even worry about it. All right, at the top of page 399, read about entering formulas with defined names. Please make sure that you understand how to do that. So to enter defined names in formulas, step number 1, in cell B30, type equals capital T. Okay? This displays a list of functions and defined names that begin with the letter T. Now we want an EL to narrow down the list. Okay, and now you can see that we have sitting right there is telephone, correct? Press the Tab key to enter the defined name in the formula. Remember I told you this one worked a little bit differently. That's why I wanted you to read the textbook, because you have to use your Tab key, which is kind of weird. And then press your Enter key. Okay, so you can see that we selected the defined name by typing equals and the first few letters. When we were on the right correct defined name, we pressed our tab key and it entered it into the formula for us. Okay? Select cell B30 and just make sure that it says the right thing, which is telephone. In cell E25, here's E. One more time, 25. E25. Enters equals REG. Okay, that lists your defined names. Registration date comes up. Remember what you have to do to accept that, which is to press your tab and then your enter. Okay, 2 keystrokes, tab, and then enter. To accept it, that's not pretty. Okay, and that's going to need, okay, I'll tell you what it needs. I'll tell you what, why don't you tell me what it needs? What's wrong with that cell? Because something is definitely wrong with my cell. Is it wrong with your cell as well? If yours came up correctly, that's fine. Mine didn't. So, do you know how to fix this? Right? And then what am I looking for? Correct? So all I need to do is I needed to reformat that cell. So if you got that funky stuff that came up and numbers that were incorrect and you didn't get a date, you know how to fix it. Plus, you need to watch out for things like that in your worksheets, and you need to correct them when that happens. Even if your book is not telling you how to do it. You should know that by now, right? Okay. So now, on cell E25, you can see the display's registration date, and we corrected the cell formatting to take the date. Correct? Correct. All right, flip the page. To enter formulas with defined names using the point and click method, which is what I always do, so I kind of already showed you how to do that. Select cell E27. Type equals, then click on cell B4. Here's B, and here's 4. And then, of course, press your enter key. And you should see Kristen Russell show up, correct? Correct. All right, in cell E28, which is where I am, if you're not, just click on it, equals B5. You see, are you getting the idea of what we're doing here? Press your enter key. And you should see the activity of kids game night come up. In cell E29, equals B6 and enter, equals B6 and enter, which brings up the little participant's grade, which is G5. In cell E30, equals B7, which is the shirt size. Shirt size is small, right? And then in cell E33, equals E11. And of course, press your enter key. Your book told you to use that enter right there. Your enter key works the same way. Okay, it doesn't matter if you use enter or if that's the actual enter button on your formula bar. They both work. Right? Okay, so we have our activity fee in, right? So in cell E33, we've got that activity fee. Okay, go ahead and save this file, and you're ready to move on to your next video.